delve into it and then realize that the audio is acting up. And I apologize for bullying and harassment on behalf of Ape Babanlaole was heard at the Ekiti Federal High Court in Ado Ekiti. And because the matter before the court is a bailable case, it's actually meant to be a civil case, not a criminal case. But because the ruiners of Nigeria, they wanted to show to Dele Farotimi and people like Dele Farotimi that in this country, there are some of us that you dare not cross our path or challenge us. So to teach him a lesson, okay, so they decided to charge him for cyberbullying, and they called it a criminal offense. But nevertheless, Dele Farotimi was granted bail and the sum of 50 million naira. And then the surety, the like sum as well, 50 million naira, and even more. But you see, this magistrate court, there has no real law to charge Dele Farotimi for. Like, there is no crime that this magistrate court is charging Dele Farotimi for. There is no law to use in prosecuting Dele Farotimi. There is no Ekiti law that is against defamation or libel. None. But that was the beginning, where the police commissioner in Ekiti charged Dele Farotimi for defamation on behalf of Afe Babanlaole. So this magistrate judge adjourned the case to today, the 10th of December, just to have him locked up. So his lawyers, Harry of them, they appeared before this magistrate this morning. The whole thing didn't last an hour. Their first push was, okay, maybe you've had your satisfaction now. If you have told to make sure that he is locked in prison, great, you've had your fill. This case before you is a case that is bailable. Can we now just apply for his bail? Guess what the judge did? Okay. Let me go and think about it. I would have to adjourn this case again. They haven't started the case, the supposed defamation case. They haven't started that at all. It is practically like somebody flexing their muscle illegally. It is absolutely illegal for Dele Farotimi to be denied bail. However, he did it anyway. So this evening, we are going to start from Ekiti. There are other developments across the world on top of this matter. So we have to take it one after the other tonight. So Dele Farotimi was brought to court, even though there were also mobilized thugs. Yeah, government-sponsored thugs that were also brought to the court to come and harass and attack anyone and everyone that showed up in solidarity with Dele Farotimi. We also have that on record. But let's start with the arrival today. This time around, they didn't put him in cuffs. Fair enough. The arrival. Do you listen to me?
Mommy. Gotta go.
And partly also this as well.
You don't. Gotta go.
Now, Dele Farotimi is now in court, and he just entered the courtroom, the magistrate court 4 and 5 at Ekiti. So here we are with a comrade, Kuje, wise man. So, what can you say now?
Yes, we started, and Dele Farotimi is here. No more intent, and that's the beginning of the freedom and the beginning of total liberation for the justice system in Nigeria. As you can see, we have lawyers. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Politico, is leading our charge, and I can bet it he's going to get a bail today and it's going to be released. And you know, there is already working on the perfection of the bail of High Court yesterday. So finally, what we just want to say is that this is the beginning of the moment to show the world that enough is enough of tyranny, enough is enough of oppression and fiefdom. No individual can become a god. Thank you.
So we heard that Peter Obi visited Afeba Balola to go and beg on behalf of Dele Farotimi. What can you say about that process?
The people are not interested in that. Anybody can go and negotiate with anybody.
But do you think and believe that Peter Obi can beg Afeba Balola?
Everybody has his own methodology. That's Peter Obi's methodology. But for us, we want total liberation, and there is no other.
So immediately, the court sat, and just for the record, in case if you are one of the Ronuku watching this broadcast, this moment, okay, Dele Farotimi is a lawyer, okay, and then is represented by the men of his profession as well. In fact, there is a list of them where those who are currently standing in for Dele Farotimi, they are even doing so, like in solidarity by pro bono, which means they don't even ask to be paid. You have Adeyinka Olumide Fushika, son, Professor O.F. Emiri, son, Bamidele Bironke, son, Shegun Ololade, son, Olushola Ebisheni, Esquire, Adejure Kembi, Esquire, Bayo Ayo, Esquire, Taiwo Akinlami, Taiwo Adedeji, Wahid Adepoju, Raf Unwoke, Fumi Farotimi, Temidayo Akeredolu, Femi David Falade, Enibe Effiong, Mayowa Omojola, Oti Adeogun, Emmanuel Adeyemi, Olaide Awal Bolanta, Benjamin Akomolafe. And then you've got defendant counsels, which is the ones that are like, those ones are like the supporting stuff, right? Like you have Temidayo Akeredolu, okay, the defendant custody, what do you call it? The chamber that is defending Dele Farotimi. Dele Farotimi was kidnapped from his own chambers in Lagos by Afeba Balola's goons working in the Nigerian police. He was kidnapped because of his published book, Nigeria and its criminal judicial system, where Dele Farotimi exposed the corruption perpetuated by the likes of Afeba Balola in the Nigerian judiciary, where judgments are bought. And Afeba Balola considered this as a libelous allegations. He called it a defamation of character. Normally, Afeba Balola and his own chambers were supposed to approach the court. It's a civil case. Approach the court, sue Dele Farotimi for libel. But they didn't do that, even though they are now trying to do that now. Or not Afeba Balola himself. Okay? It is now somebody who is his partner, according to them. Right? So Afeba Balola now used the Nigerian police to kidnap Dele Farotimi from Lagos to Ekiti. Upon arriving in Ekiti, the commissioner of police in Ekiti sued Dele Farotimi for defamation on behalf of Afeba Balola, when Afeba Balola himself is a private citizen that could have sued Dele Farotimi by himself if he felt defamed. But the police took it then decided to criminalize it. That is why we are where we are. However, there were those who stand up or who continue to stand up against this oppression, including Nigerians who are pretty much demobilized themselves. In Ekiti this morning, some of them showed up before the hired criminals, hired thugs, right, were unleashed on them. Earlier, while the hearing, the bail hearing was going on outside the court, this happened.
When I remember Walaya, water run away me eyes. Water run away me eyes. When I remember Judicial, water run away me eyes. Water run away me eyes. When I remember Nigeria, water run away me eyes. Water run away me eyes. When I remember this country, water run away me eyes. When I remember Nigeria, when I remember Nigeria, when I run away me eyes. When I remember this country, water run away me eyes. When I remember Nigeria, water run away me eyes. When I remember corruption, water run away me eyes. When I remember bad government, water run away me eyes. When I remember bad people, water run away me eyes.
Water run away me eye. In solidarity. Meanwhile, outside that same court, where thugs brought to the court premises by the allegedly, now let's use allegedly, by Ekiti State government of APC, Egbekegbe, and this transpired outside their court, the magistrate court.
Government, see the bus they use and transport thugs. See bus that they use and transport thugs. I want to look yeah, any show you. Ori. See thugs that all the boys see they go see what they mobilize the court. See thugs. Executive cars, not to be get thug. Shame. See DSS behind them. DSS will run down. Can't go more revolution now. Continue what to move. DSS will run down. Can't go more continue what to move. See DSS behind them. DSS go to my escort one. Ori. DSS go to my escort one. Ori DSS laying one. DSS will run down. DSS will run down. People lonely. Ẹ lọ pa ẹni wa bí. Kẹ́ máa ṣe people lonely. Bello lára gbogbo yín wá pa. Ó jẹ́ bí ó ní ẹ̀ shut up Yeye. Kára gbá fún yín. Ori. Wo ẹ jẹ́.
Nigeria. All of this because some people felt so, I don't know, like they felt so little or so, or their ego got so bruised, their fake reputation got exposed, shattered. And then it turned out to be, this is not a civil case for these guys. It is pure ego tripping. It is a show of power or show of shame as some of us would like to actually acknowledge it. Also, in Lagos, the Nigerian police mobilized themselves to protect Afe Babalola's chamber in Lagos, because today was supposed to be the protest, of course, against this abuse of power. Afe Babalola is a private citizen. Dele Farotimi is a private citizen. They are both lawyers. And if they have anything against themselves, the right thing to do is to go to court. Not one who is the cradle of corruption in Nigeria judiciary, the one that has denied the people the right to justice in that contraption. Those who have made justice, like the prerequisite rights or prerogative of just the rich and the powerful, okay? And somehow, they are now flexing that muscle of corruption, oppression, suppression. The victims of oppression in Nigeria themselves, a lot of them, if you have been following the social media, especially in the last 7 days, they are like the conquered people, all right? When I say conquered people who genuinely themselves knows that they do not have any right as citizens in Nigeria. They do not have any right to free speech in Nigeria. The oppressed in Nigeria will tell you that there is a freedom of speech, but there is no freedom after speech, because the oppressors in Nigeria have told them repeatedly that if you think you have a right, it's only when we tell you that you have a right. But to those who are ready to actually really like take them to take it up with them, especially the take it backers, yeah. So they arrived at Afe Babalola's chambers this morning only to meet the Nigerian policemen combat ready to protect Afe and his chambers in Lagos. Briefly.
Yes, Director, another issue. Yeah, you are all covered.
Meanwhile, what Dele Farotimi stands for is also to protect the rights of these supposed black clothing wearing crooks, impoverished, even policemen in Nigeria. They've been denied anything justice too. They are existing as the slaves, the hired guns for the crooked, powerful criminals in Nigeria. Unfortunately, however, outside Nigeria, especially at King's College in London, people still gathered, yeah, as planned, to tell the world that the man that gave you £10 million as donation is a crooked member of the criminal elite in Nigeria. Somebody who has something to hide, of course. And this transpired. Let's go to London quickly too. Apologies for that audio. The audio is pretty much not on. But there is somewhere else I can take you. It is Canada, where the Take It Backers as well, on behalf of Dele Farotimi, submitted a human rights abuse petition against Afe Babalola in Canada to the Amnesty International. You see, all these things, you may think they do not really count per se, but they do. Especially for the guys who are using stolen money, corrupt money, blood money from Nigeria to buy these validations from all over the world. Yeah, they are the visiting, I'm a visiting guest to Harvard, visiting this, visiting professor to Oxford. I am one of the highest donor to the King's College, London. I am this, I am that. So for the record, it doesn't really matter how you see this, but for the record, the world will have the record of their criminality that they are loving to cover up. Dele Farotimi has what is called a fundamental human right. And part of that right is to express himself. And same as Afe Babalaole too. Now, if Afe Babalaole now feels like his own rights is being abridged upon or is being defamed, the right thing to do is not to kidnap a fellow citizen, all right, and then lock him up, and then use the instrumentality of the judiciary in Nigeria to deny him freedom. So they take it back as submitted a petition in Canada today on behalf of the same Dele Farotimi. Let's take a look.
Shut him up, when?
Yeah, someone is coming already.
Someone's coming.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? I'm Corey. Nice to meet you.
I'm Chidi.
Hi, Chidi.
I'm Rebecca. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Hello as well.
Hello.
Yes.
So, what do you have for us today?
On behalf of the Take It Back movement, Global, the Canada Directorate, and some concerned Nigerians living in Canada, we are here to present a letter of protest. First of all, to congratulate you and commemorate today, that is the World Human Rights Day, okay? And then secondly, to submit this protest letter against human rights abuses in Nigeria. Within the letter, we have complained about several things which we know has to do with what Amnesty International is known for. So when you go through the letter, you'll be able to see some of the complaints that we have lodged in this letter to be transmitted to your appropriate quarters in Amnesty International.
Wonderful. So, I could take this from you.
I'm going to need you to sign a receipt.
Oh, sure. Sure. Sorry, kind of just for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, if you'd like, you can sit.
Okay. So,
Let's stand up and deliver.
It's okay.
it's okay like this. Okay, this would be a speech by the Take It Back movement, Global Canada Directorate at Amnesty International Toronto on World Human Rights Day. Ladies and gentlemen, today as we gather to mark the World Human Rights Day, we stand united in our commitment to uphold the fundamental rights and freedoms that every human being deserves. It is a day to celebrate the progress we have made, but also to confront the stark realities of the injustices that persist around the world. We, the Take It Back Movement Global Canada Directorate, are here to draw urgent attention to the unacceptable level of human rights abuses perpetrated by various arms of the government of Nigeria, particularly the judiciary and the police. These are institutions which should be the bastions of justice and protections, but instead they have become instruments of oppression and fear. We highlight the cases of Dele Farotimi and Nnamdi Kanu as glaring examples of these gross human rights abuses. Dele Farotimi, a vocal advocate for justice and democracy,
has faced relentless persecution for his unwavering stance against corruption and tyranny. His arrest and continued harassment are not just an affront to his personal freedoms, but a chilling message to all those who dare to speak truth to power. Similarly, the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, underscores the extent of the Nigerian government's disregard for human rights. His abduction, unlawful detention, and the inhuman treatment he has endured are stark violations of international human rights standards. These actions are not just illegal, they are morally reprehensible. We demand the immediate and unconditional release of all political prisoners and prisoners of conscience in Nigeria. The continued detention of these individuals is a stain on Nigeria's national conscience and a violation of the principles of justice and human dignity. We commend Amnesty International for their tireless work in defending human rights worldwide. Your efforts shine a light on the darkest corners of oppression and gives hope to those who suffer in silence.
Would you like me to read this right now?
You can, for your silence.
And for the record, right? There are those whose actions and then moves will continue to stand the test of a time in the face of a tyranny than those who does nothing. So we now received the report. Hang on, before that, yesterday, there was this image or pictures of Peter Obi visiting the same Afe Babalola in Ekiti, which has really caused a lot of reactions. There are some foolish obedience who said, well, it is a diplomacy. Now, number one, that visit in itself is in a total bad taste. Because to start with, Afe Babalola is saying that everything that Dele Farotimi wrote in his book, that they were lies against him and his reputation, which is the reason why he collaborated with the police to kidnap him. Okay? Dele Farotimi said everything he wrote in his book is true, that if anybody feels slandered, the right thing to do is to sue him and take him to court. So the question now is this: what is diplomatic in this visit? Is it that Peter Obi went there to tell Afe Babalola, right, to forgive Dele Farotimi and forget what Dele Farotimi wrote about him and accept it as the truth? Or did he go to Afe Babalola to apologize on behalf of Dele Farotimi? That is, whatever Dele Farotimi wrote in his book is a lie. So the social media has been agog after this image, trying to give it, what interpretation can you give to that image? Is it to say that Dele Farotimi is sorry and Afe Babalola as a father should forgive him? Therefore, maybe Dele Farotimi is lying in his book. Or did he go there to tell Afe Babalola to accept the truth of Dele Farotimi? As what? So then the obedient are saying, some of you are saying that you are using diplomacy. What diplomacy? What is diplomatic about that? Eh? Some of you actually are not really different from the Ronukus. You are not different from the Ronukus in the sense that there are some of you as typical Nigerians who believes that some people are untouchable. In fact, I have seen some of you saying Peter Obi is trying to mediate so that Dele Farotimi will not go to jail. Like, are you being serious? Eh? Are you indirectly, accepting or saying that what Dele Farotimi wrote in his book is defamatory? Is that what some of you are saying in order because you want to defend Peter Obi? What exactly did Obi go and do with Apilapalola? In a common sense thing, like in this situation that you have found yourself right now, what exactly was that visit about? Oh, I just went there to say hello to him. We did not talk about Dele Farotimi. Maybe. That's exactly not what those who are handling him are saying. They said he is trying to find the common ground. He is trying to find, what do you call it, to make peace. What kind of peace? This is supposed to be a court case, right? So it's either the two things. After Babalola would accept that Dele Farotimi was wrong. Happy? So which means for peace to reign, Dele Farotimi then must have lied. Or what? I mean, if he had limited his visit to when he went to see Dele Farotimi, because there's also an image of him at the correctional center where Dele Farotimi is locked up, well, that would have made a lot of sense. But visiting after Babalola in the heat of this old face-off is an indirect way, as the Ronukus are already saying, that he went to go and beg after Babalola. Dele Farotimi said nobody should beg on his behalf, speak to these guys on his behalf. If anybody feels slighted, right, the right thing to do is to sue him. Not anyone trying to now possibly go around and say they are making peace. What kind of peace do you want to make for somebody who said they lied against him? I mean, to Ape Babalola, Dele Farotimi lied. To Dele Farotimi, no, I didn't. I told the truth. And if you feel like I lied against you, right, then sue me. Not use the police to kidnap me. So what peace is Peter Obi? What peace is Peter Obi trying to make here? So to some of you, supposed obedient, that I will probably call you the obedient, that visit is in bad taste. And there are so many of you like that in your stupidity that believes that if they didn't beg Ape Babanlaole, Dele Farotimi will go to jail. So that is your own way of what? Accepting the rotten, corrupt, oppressive system that these cowards are hiding behind. They are not bold enough. Ape Babalola is not bold enough to face Dele Farotimi in court. A 60 or 70 years old lawyer, somebody who has been practicing law for 70 years, should know every nook and cranny of the law, which simply means begging you to forgive him is not applicable. The only person that can beg Ape Babalola is Dele Farotimi. If Dele Farotimi comes out and say, okay, I'm sorry, I apologize. And do you know what that means in law? Dele Farotimi will first of all write an apology letter, which will be published in all the Nigerian dailies. And not just that, it would have to go on the same TV everywhere to say, what I wrote in my book is a lie. But they locked Dele Farotimi up. They don't want to face him in court. And they are using the same court to ensure that he will never have a chance of defending himself per se, like as he should be. So that visit is in bad taste. And the majority of you are calling it a diplomacy, diplomatic, diplokine. Anyway, we have now received the report that this guy, this Akpari, sorry to apologize to those of you who are Akparis, okay? Because that's the way I see this mofo. Now, this Akpari is now called the partner. They say he's a managing partner with Afe Babanlaole, right? So, he is now suing Dele Farotimi, right, for defamation. And according to him, yeah, he is suing Dele Farotimi for 500 million naira. Okay, not just that. Oh, he wants all the money made from the sale of that book to be given to him. This is not Afe Babanlaole. This Wiri was not mentioned though in that book. Oh. But rather than Afe Babalola himself to actually sue Dele, he is not doing it. He has been using proxies. Because you know something? If Afe Babanlaole sues Dele directly, they will put Afe Babanlaole in the dock. Dele's defender, I mean, what do you call it? Defense lawyers. They will put Afe Babalola inside the dock and question him on some of those allegations, some of those exposés. He doesn't want to do that. That is why right now, they have a case, I mean, the police IG case. They have the police commissioner case. Now they have this. This is, you see, normally, right? Normally, this is what should have been the first step and the only step. This whole thing shouldn't involve, it should not have involved the police at all. But we all know why the police is involved. Here you get. The name of this guy is Kehinde Ogunwumiju. Kehinde Ogunwumiju, on behalf of the Afe Babalola, is suing Dele Farotimi. They want the publication of the book to stop. All the bookshops that have the book must stop selling it. All the online platforms selling the book must stop selling the book. And the money made from the sale of the book, which has been donated to charity organizations helping the children with special needs, yeah, must be given to them. And 500 million naira in damages. There is another Wiri in Ibadan who has also sued Dele Farotimi. Yeah. According to this summon, his name is Adebayo Adenipekun. Now, Adebayo Adenipekun, that one has gone to Ibadan court. Okay. I think it should be the Ibadan High Court. Okay. And according to him, they have summoned Dele Farotimi that you are hereby commanded that within 30 days of this service of this writ on you, inclusive of the day of such service, you do cause an appearance to be entered for you in an action at the suit of Adebayo Adenipekun. And take notice that in default of your doing so, the claimant may proceed therein and judgment may be given in your absence. So this one too is suing Dele Farotimi because of the book. Man, this is going to be interesting. However, the people that are suing Dele Farotimi, they are doing so in defense of Afe Babanlaole. And Afe himself is hiding, tucked away inside his university in Ekiti, his private university. He will never sue Dele directly. And currently, the magistrate court in Ekiti has now adjourned the ruling on whether to allow Dele Farotimi to go on bail or not. So the 28th of December. Dele Farotimi did not commit any crime. No crime known to law. He has done nothing wrong than to expose criminals who call themselves elder statesmen in that corrupt contraption. And there are ombud slaves, sophisticated morons, voluntary slaves that believes that you dare not challenge the powerful people. And majority of them have been looking for a day like this, a time and a period like this, where everyone that has been so bold to confront the criminals ruining Nigeria one way or the other spoke up many times. Majority of these lily-livered cowards, sewage dwellers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers, the voluntary slaves, right, to name but a few, they have always wanted any outspoken person against this APC, Egbekegbe, right? They've always wanted them to be locked up. And to them, Dele Farotimi is a perfect candidate that should be locked up so that they can serve as a deterrent to a lot of people that might want to try to challenge the corrupt system in Nigeria, like Dele has challenged them many times. Dele knows that he is likely not going to get justice in Nigerian courts, but in his words, he believes that not 100% of the people in the judiciary, not 100% of them is corrupt. There are still some that have been so suppressed within the rank and file of that same judiciary that will still pretty much stand by justice. So if anyone is afraid of anyone, it is actually those people who feel so powerful. But they are a bunch of cowards. Cowards who can't really face a man that doesn't even have the same clout as they have. So we expect more and more, we expect more and more courts, John Dice court cases springing up from everywhere. Because that is what Dele Farotimi exposed about the gigantic, corrupt judiciary in Nigeria. There will be so many lawyers, expectedly, that will still file some stupid cases, all at least to keep him and make him busy. So he said it in the last, he said, bring it on. If they ever feel like they are slandered, don't beg anybody. Don't beg anyone. In history, we've had lawyers, human rights lawyers, that have challenged status quo. It was in this same life that late Gani Faweyimi also called F.R.A. Williams. You remember the Baba F.R.A. Williams in Elupeju? Yeah, he's dead now. He was also called a legal luminary. But when Gani Faweyimi who called him out, he called him a criminal that has corrupted the judiciary. Guess what? F.R.A. Williams also used exact thing that this Afe Babanlaole is doing to put Gani Faweyimi in jail for defamation. Yeah. But when it was time for that same accusation or that allegation to actually be confronted in court, at the end of the day, it got thrown out. Right? So a lot of people that never knew about Dele Farotimi's book, they are all getting their copies now. Tens of thousands of these books, of this book, has been sold. People have bought the book, gifted a lot of people all over the world. Some are even packaging the book as a Christmas gift for young people all over the world. Tens of thousands of the book have been sold. And guess what? A lot of people who have read the book have said, wow. So these guys are a bunch of criminals, true. So this is what they are trying to see if they can possibly bury. It is too late. It is too late now to bury anything. And if any of you have any contact of a Peter Obi, he should sit somewhere. He should sit or sit this one out. There is no peace, let's do peace, this, peace, that. Except if you are actually like a slave, hiding inside the obedient movement. There are some of you who are not different from the Ronukus. You are not different from the Ronu bastards. You are not different from the Bat idiot. The only thing you are using to hide is to hide behind, you want a better Nigeria, a working Nigeria, in a way that, well, Obi is a gentleman. Of course he is. But if he has any advisor at all, this is now a legal matter. Dele Farotimi will never appreciate anybody going to beg Ape Babanlaole. He never begged him. He repeatedly said, if he knew that they would come for him, or if they were going to come for him, they should do so legally, not through this shady, corrupt police system in Nigeria. So there will be many cases that everybody is shouting defamation, defamation. It does not actually really mean that they have any reason to jail Dele Farotimi. That is why they would not want to confront him in court. Rather, they will use the same corrupt judiciary that Dele has exposed to keep him in jail. And so what? How many of you that pretend to be free today is free? How many of you that are walking about that are not locked up in jail or locked up in any prison is actually free in your own country? A lot of you are actually walking prisoners. The only difference between you and those in prison is that you are not locked up in a four-walled fence or four-walled house. You are not different from prisoners. A lot of you have become prisoners in your own country. You can't talk. You can't react. You can't protest. You can't criticize. And you still think you are free. No, you're not. No, you are not. So you should rather mourn your own loss of freedom than think that begging criminals, which is the normal thing in Nigeria. In Nigeria, when you say anything about the big man, whether the big man is wrong or right, now you go beg the big man. It is a way to say, who be your papa? Do you know who you are talking to? How dare you say that about? I will show you. I will show you that I am this, and that. Is that not what some of you should be fighting against? Your own parents were treated like slaves in their country. Many of you are being treated like slaves right now in that contraption. But all you care about is to probably beg the oppressors so that maybe they can spare you or maybe they can forgive you. They will never forgive you. You will never be treated as citizens. And that's why the likes of Dele Farotimi, they are rare. So don't mourn for him. Mourn for yourselves. Okay? When some of you who have been ass lickers, the crumb eaters, voluntary slaves to your oppressors, right? When you had a chance of confronting them, you didn't. Omoyele will return back to that contraption to see if he could motivate some of you. Were you not the same people? They were telling us that hashtag revolution now is a treasonable offense. Were you not the same people who wanted Omoyele slaughtered or killed by the same oppressors that are killing you one by one? So what is new? Mourn the loss of your own freedom and let Dele Farotimi also face or fulfill his own destiny. Don't beg anybody. Begging the oppressor. Are you begging Afe Babanlaole to accept that he is a criminal as exposed? Or are you saying that Dele Farotimi lied? So he should apologize. Meanwhile, in that same court, this time around in another jurisdiction, Abuja, well, Yeye Bello, the man that stole 110 billion naira of the Ekiti people's money, who has been playing hide and seek with the Nigerian EFCC, was finally he finally surrendered under an arrangement that we have no clue about. Until today, he applied for a bail, indeed, but the Abuja court rejected the bail and sent him to Kuje prison, a situation where some of you believe that he is probably never going to go to any jail, or if he did go to any jail in Kuje, he's going to the VIP section where he's going to be living large, receiving visitors until his next court appearance. Take a look at this scene inside that court for somebody who stole 110 billion naira from the people of Ekiti State.
Okay, well. I don't know what is wrong with that.
Is like a celebrity in Nigeria. All right. If you want to steal money, you have to steal a lot so that you can have enough to pay lawyers, bribe judges, pay lawyers in order to make the whole thing go away or extend the case forever. You know that normally in this part of the world, if the police or financial crime institutions in this country, whenever they want to take you to court or Department of Justice in America, they must have had all their evidence intact. To the point that when you have any lawyer to represent you, they are not representing you in order to get you off the hook. They will represent you to, number one, help you reduce your jail sentence. Because in America, for instance, if you are caught in the money laundering and looting of the public fund, they have years that, they will say that, oh, you are going to be in jail for 20 years. You're going to be in jail for 10 years. For all crimes, they know. Okay? And in most of these, right, you know what is coming for you. You know what will be your lot and your own, what do you call it? You know what is coming for you, to be precise. Yeah? But in Nigeria, if you want to loot money, you have to loot money so much that the lawyers, the same Nigerian lawyers, they will be arguing in court that you did not loot any money. So, for example, somebody who just looted 110 billion, he knows within himself that with maybe 10 billion naira, right, he will likely get off the hook. Last, they may even actually work out something called the plea bargain. And the plea bargain, in most cases, is that, okay, I will give back that my house in Maitama, my house in this, and the other house in Kogi, my house in Lagos, and I'll give you my bank account balance in Access Bank. There's a 150 million naira there. You can take all of those, plea bargaining, and it will settle out of court. You will never hear about it anymore. So at the end of the day, you can loot 100 billion, and all you need is just to use the 10% of that to get yourself off the hook, to go and enjoy the rest of the loot. And I think that is why Yeye Bello is always smiling. He's always smiling that this whole thing is, he's not afraid of anything. You will never see any public official being tried for corruption in China, you will never see them smile in court. You will never see them be laughing or being praised by people. But in Nigeria, they know they are not going anywhere. Nobody is going to send them to any jail per se. The most that they will get is this, we are talking about your bail condition. Go to Kuje prison. Go and relax there for 1 month. It will never really go to any jail. The criminals that were convicted for corruption, former governors in Nigeria, they got what is called the pardon from the man that was supposed to come and fight corruption, Bokuwari. Joshua Yeye was sentenced to 8 years or so imprisonment for looting the treasury of Plateau State. The other one from, I think the other one is also from Taraba. Guess what? Bokuwari pardoned them. That simply means that they never went to any jail. They have no criminal record. Everything cleared. And they can stand in and run for any political office again or be appointed into any political office in Nigeria. This is the contraption where the criminals are never really punished. The bigger your crime, the more your reward. That's the point. The bigger your crime, the bigger your loot, the bigger your reward. You get appointed to another position, which indeed means that you are still going to be in government and they can just write off whatever it is or use it as a compromise. So you can go ahead and loot more. As for the people whose money they have looted, they are already defending them, fighting everyone and asking, is it your money? Is it your money? My friend, mind your business. Zamfara State is considered the poorest state in Nigeria. The state that depends solely on the federal allocation from Abuja. See what they have ordered for their supposed local government chairmen and their vice chair. Zamfara State. Yeah, the governor bought those brand new vehicles for the local government chairman and vice chairman to be distributed to them anytime soon. And guess what? Zamfara is also a state with one of the highest number of out-of-school children in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria. But let's leave Zamfara. In Edo State, it seems that all the things that people said about the APC, Ebekegbese governor, Monday Ekpobolo, in Edo, is now coming to pass. The guy today presented a 605 billion naira 2025 budget to Edo State House of Assembly. But what really caught the people's attention was his confusion. His confusion in reading the figures that he presented, which pointed to, or kind of like would be either of these two reasons. Number one, he did not possibly write the budget or did not have any input in the compilation of the budget. They wrote it and they told him that he just had to read it because that's what their law says. You have to present the budget and read what you think is the summary of the budget. Or the guy is an illiterate to boot. There's something called the dyslexia also, where people always have problem being able to read properly. That is one health issue, okay? Like you may not be an illiterate, but you have how do you pronounce that? Dyslexia or something, where when you are reading, all these things will be like a jumpy, they will be like a mixing up. That is some health issue. But Edo people or his own opponent said is an illiterate. The guy that had to sit for WAEC 4 times and he failed 4 times. So this has been trending since afternoon. The new governor of Edo State.
The Edo State 2025 appropriation bill of 605 billion 76 million. Let me take it again. 506 billion. 605 billion, sorry. 776 billion. Sorry. It's confusing me. Okay. 6. Sorry. 6.
Order in the house, please. Mr. Speaker must be held in silence, please.
605 billion. And details of the budget proposal for your consideration and approval. Thank you for your kind consideration.
What do you call it again? Is it dyslexia or dyslexia? I should have checked that out before now because it was a word that came to my head that I am trying to find an excuse for him. But I couldn't really put it together. This is a guy that never really addressed the people or told them what he was going to do. Oshiomole was always his mouthpiece at the time. Or I don't know if I was from Edo State, this first-hand embarrassment will likely make me say he's not an illiterate per se. He just had this medical condition that he can't see well, or you shall know what I'm talking about. That there are people that can't really, and it's medical problem. The last time I had this kind of a confusion online was when the former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, you remember him? This is in the Beningi. In the beginning, the word was, the sentence was like, in the beginning. That year.
Genesis 1, verse 1. In the beginning, in the beginning, yeah,
Listen properly.
in the beginning, yeah, in the beginning, in the beginning.
But I think people came back to say, no, that was not true, that the video was doctored. Others said, no, doctored Bowel. No, not Sini. That was the only thing I remember. And the moment when he said, this thing is confusing me. Watch it again.
The Edo State 2025 appropriation bill of 605 billion 76 million 76. Let me take it again. 506 billion 605 billion. Sorry, 776 billion. Sorry, it's confusing me. Okay, six.
Order in the house, please. Mr. Speaker must be held in silence, please.
605 billion, and details of the budget proposal for your consideration and approval. Thank you for your kind consideration.
So like I said, it could be, I've actually went to go and check the pronunciation, okay? It is pronounced as dyslexia. Yeah, that's the pronunciation, dyslexia rather, dyslexia. So it is, according to Wikipedia, right? It said dyslexia, previously known as word blindness, is a learning disability that affects either reading or writing. Different people are affected to different degrees. Problems may include difficulties in spelling words, reading quickly, writing words, sounding out words in the head, pronouncing words when reading aloud, and understanding what one reads. So it's actually a problem. So I don't know which of them, Monday, Kobolo, Abi Okobolo, is suffering from. But you know, Nigeria is a very brutal place where people hardly take responsibilities. Rather, they will look for an excuse. But since statistics will go shop, he has his own hype man. Wherever he goes, this guy goes with him. Look at the same Ekobolo, Abi Okobolo.
No madden, Enzo 001. No madden. The walking governor. The walking governor. No madden. No madden. Edo is happy. Edo is happy. Edo is happy. Edo is happy. No madden. This one a new era. See, and Ashomole and I built this school. 2016. Now Ashomole finished this school. Obaseki come here, he give here to Edo Best. But today, the governor is here. He wants to take it from your Ashomole store. He wants to take it from your Ashomole store. No magic. When the Russians come, the people rejoice. And Bako is here, Edo is happy. No magic. No magic. Governor will love the people. The governor shall love the people. He said Edo will build Edo. The governor said Edo will build Edo. Governor, no. He no get any consultant for UK. He no lost people for Protea Hotel. Nobody come for Lagos. Say, don't we build the door. That's the governor's slogan. No magic. No magic. Okay. The performing governor of Edo State. No emergency school. 8 years of Obaseki. This is Yeye. Yeye of Obaseki. Yeye of Edo State. Yeye of Obaseki. My promise governor of Edo State. The man that God has sent to come and rescue our land. The man of the people. Honorable Dr. Fadi.
No mercy. The executive governor of Edo State. Edo 001.
From Edo. But let's leave Edo and let us go to Abuja, where Shitty Man has taken it upon himself to reply Kemi Badenoch. The Lagos-born Kemi Badenoch is now the leader of the Conservatives in the UK, the Tories. And all things being equal, if the Conservative wins any general election in the UK, anytime from now, Kemi Badenoch will be the Prime Minister of the UK. So she has been a repeated basher of the immigrants as well as Nigeria in particular. Whenever she wants to give, an example of a country that is so mismanaged, so poorly managed and looted, corrupt, which has led to our citizens finding solace and succor elsewhere, all over the world, especially in the UK, she always mentioned Nigeria as one place that, if you are looking for a poorly managed country, looted country, Nigeria, everything that she uses as an example of bad is Nigeria first. So, Shitty Man has had enough. And according to him, Kemi, Nigeria was, he said Nigeria was proud that a Nigerian has become the leader of Conservatives in the UK. But I say this pride that we have that a Nigerian is this, I say na mistake. And Kemi, it seems that your connection to Nigeria is also a mistake. And the best you can really do, according to him, Shitty Man, he said Kemi should change or remove Kemi from her name and find some English name. So maybe with this, she would not have to worry about her connection to Nigeria because every day, every time, in Shitty Man's words. Listen.
Who founded Facebook? The co-founder of Facebook was Eduardo Luis Sabirin, born in Sao Paulo, Brazil, of Jewish Brazilian ancestry. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, was a migrant from South Africa. He owns SpaceX and now X, formerly Twitter. I can name names. Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, is worth over $30 billion. He's of Russian background. Rupert Murdoch, the chief executive of News Corp, is of Australian descent. Madeleine Albright, who became the United States Secretary of State, was of Czech origin. Steve Chen, the co-founder of YouTube, is originally from Taiwan. Immigrants build nations and immigrants build civilizations. One of the men in the front seat here has a thriving business in Namibia. He lived in Australia for over a decade, adding value to the Australian economy. Hence, there is a need for us to respect and cherish immigrants. Migrants are the source of life in all societies. Rishi Sunak, the former British Prime Minister, is originally from India. A very brilliant young man. He never denigrated his nation of ancestry, nor poured venoms on India. Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the British Labour or Conservative Party. We are proud of her, in spite of her efforts at denigrating her nation of origin. She is entitled to her own opinions. She has even every right to remove the Kemi from her name. But that does not underscore the fact that the greatest black nation on earth is the nation called Nigeria. 1 out of every 3-4 black men is a Nigerian. And by 2050, Nigeria will surpass the United States, will be the 3rd most populous nation on earth. 1 out of every 3 black men will be a Nigerian.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Now destroy that contraption. And it's of, I mean, it is really not of a shitty man to advise anyone how to represent or present Nigeria. The real demarketer of Nigeria are the criminal politicians from that contraption. Those who are supposed to make Nigeria a great place are Nigerians, right? Citizens with rights. You deny them all of that. You treat your citizens like slaves. That the younger generations from Nigeria want to leave. They are jackpying because you have destroyed the country, destroyed our economy. You've looted the whole place. So why won't you be getting bashes? You want to take pride in so many Nigerians who left that contraption to go and pursue their own, opportunities elsewhere. And then once they make it or become something, you want to claim them, you want to call them Nigerians, and you want them to actually be proud that they are from Nigeria. Easy. But the Nigerians who are inside Nigeria are treated like piece of shit. They are treated like they are not human beings. And they continue to treat you, living in Nigeria, like you don't even have any life. So, I would rather somebody else tell Kemi Badenoch the truth, not the person like a shitty man. Tifnumbu and their crew. As I like to refer to them, criminals that destroyed Nigeria. This idea of you're going to be by 2050, you're going to be great countries are built by educating the citizens. By 2050, you probably will have over 100 million out of school children in Nigeria with the way these guys are going. That is not the future. Elon Musk was able to achieve whatever it is that he has achieved today because a country gave him an opportunity. Why can't you give your own youth in Nigeria, the children in Nigeria, access to good education, quality lives, and see if they can, if they won't, lead the rest of the world? How come that to be great or be a great Nigerian, you have to leave that contraption? Have you not noticed that? A lot of us have become greater and greater people in different choosing fields after leaving that contraption. Why is it so difficult to be greater inside that contraption? Except, why is this so difficult? Because the opportunities have been stolen from people. It's been stolen by the criminals who have nothing to offer. You steal their lives, you steal their education, you steal the healthcare, and you subject millions of them into this lifelong servitude, slavery. But whenever a Nigerian achieves something elsewhere in the world, they want to claim him or her. And they want to advise him or her. They want them to look back and be proud that they are from that contraption. Forgetting the fact that there are millions like them inside Nigeria whose future have been mortgaged. Which opportunities have been taken away from them. And they can't wait to get out of that place. And not everyone will actually have the opportunity of getting out. Tifnumbu is naming, God damn it, man. Tifnumbu is actually naming buildings after himself. Usually in the past, right, they would name monuments, buildings, structures after people who have achieved something, right? But in the name of Tifnumbu, right, they are already changing government-built, structures to Tifnumbu's name. The Nigerian immigration, according to this guy, they built an information center in Abuja, and they automatically call it a Bola Tifnumbu Information Center or something in Abuja. It was there earlier today to commission that. Let me show you.
Technology Innovation Complex, BATIC, Commander Control Data Center, was commissioned by His Excellency President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Technological complex, because he is surrounded by sycophants, yes men and women. You understand that want him to, because without him they are absolute nothing. Okay, these are young, I mean, these are men and women that are not where they are based on merit. They are there because of the already known impunity. Is yes men and women. Oh, he delivered a speech there. I'm sorry, this might sound like a bit of a punishment, but please, I beg, listen. Tinubu gave a speech in that place, including no matter how short a man is, he will see the sky. They quoted that as Tinubu's quote. Now, if you need to go and make a cup of tea, right? Go and do that now. Okay? And I promise that, please, do not listen to this clip like you wanted to listen. I mean, that you are listening to somebody who is sane. Tinubu is not sane. He is demented. And you see, you will likely not pick any sense from what he's going to say. I just have to put it in the diary here, where he's saying something about all of now where they face hardship in Nigeria. This is just the beginning, because according to him, there's going to be a time you are going to get the reward for your suffering, for your hardship, for your shege. Let's listen. Quickly press the alarm button. The moment you begin to feel like, Maiyegun, take it off, take it. But don't do that immediately, because I know some of you will begin to press the button. Boom, 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 boom. Maiyegun, remove this madman. I want you to listen. Please.
Today to commission the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Technology Innovation Complex at the Nigeria Immigration Service headquarters, Sauka, for the judicial and prosperity of the service. I've heard you loud and clear, and the excitement in the air. The integration of the security, whether air, land, or sea, embark upon by you is a fulfillment of a dream. From the beginning of our administration, we promised to deliver and execute innovative solutions across the government, including Nigeria Immigration Service. Thank God today we achieved that, and we are making tremendous progress. Congratulations, President. This state-of-the-art complex comprises 7 key components, including a data center, command and control center, visa approval center, VAC, ECOWAS card center, and the solar farm has already been described to you, and the passport personalization center. Nigeria is harnessing technology to drive our process. We, at this stage, over 200 million people, a leader in Africa must embrace technology, must embrace changes, innovation, knowledge-based opportunity to drive a process that is greater for the generality and the vast number of people. We believe that if we rejig our immigration, our air travel, we will benefit tremendously from economic opportunity it offers. Ease of entry, ease of exit. Let me commend the giant stride of the Minister of Interior. I've heard you clearly of the process. I'm just one person in your life, and you are serving Nigeria. What you have achieved on passport alone, internationally, you have given this country a great reputation. I thank you. We must thank you. Not just within ECOWAS and Africa region, the international opportunity for business to prosper and promotion of regional integration. By the end of the year, March 2025, we could have achieved 100% new passport regime. So you told me. Thank you very much. In only 2 locations in the world, we acknowledge the passport is more of a security document than a traveling document and must be treated as such. So you say, I quote you. And that's what we are doing now. Thank you. Given the position of our country as leaders in Africa, I'm proud to see the service taking its true place as a security outfit. Thank you, Controller General. If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue, Bulaba. I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
Alhamdulillah. 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 Since when I born, you never seen this kind of abuse before. Turubu, I must abuse you. Turubu, number 1, Oguokiyapa. Turubu number 2, Oguokiyama. Turubu number 3, Oguokiya your children. Turubu number 4, Ogugo bury all your family. Turubu is a goat yo. A goat yo. Turubu is a goat yo. And wow.
Usa, let the poor breathe.
Let
be poor. Breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
That's one is what we now do understand, that the poor are choking. They are dying. But we will leave that side. Try something, check somewhere else again. This evening in Nigeria, the what do you call that president of Germany? Is it Chancellor? The German Chancellor is visiting Nigeria for 3 days. And the person that welcomed him today is Werewike. I don't think he's drunk. I want to show you something. Do you think Werewike is drunk? Because it seems like he's reading something in welcoming the German Chancellor to Nigeria. I saw that earlier and I was like, he couldn't be drunk. He doesn't look drunk. Is it? Is it drunk? I don't think so. What do you think?
Sorry, man.
Help me, help me, help me. Wike, they carry me, they go where I don't know. With the Wike had a welcome address written for him. Is it that they didn't want him to forget? I don't understand. Like, why do you need a speech to welcome a visiting dignitary at the airport when all you could just have said is just that, oh, you are welcome to Nigeria. On behalf of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am here to welcome you and then take you to your hotel. Here with me, we have, Abi, you can say that one offhand now. With the Wike out to tap the supposed German lady. Yeah, tell him it's me. Come on. And the moment that one said, oh, here is the FCT minister for Abuja. So, and they will say, okay, oh, how are you? Hang on. Don't shake me yet. I need to read this to you. On behalf of the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I welcome you to Abuja today so that in the name of the Father, of the Son, and then of the Holy Spirit. Amen. That's why I felt like, is he drunk? Was Werewike drunk in this clip? Nigeria at Ilano. God damn it. Werewike cannot address, just have a conversation. I'm waiting for more videos. Because I remember they said they had to. Do you remember when he was walking? He almost walked into the Prime Minister of India when Modi was in Nigeria. And they said he was so drunk that it was obvious. He denied it. I'm like, why do you need a speech? It's crazy, isn't it? In Lagos today, we don't know what happened between the OPC and the police. But for those who captured this, it wasn't a good thing, to the point that the OPC versus the policemen in Lagos State today was a big stuff, but it did not escalate to something bigger. Here.
This is Taiwo, Lagos. People are on the run. Taiwo, Lagos. People on the run. They say the OPC in this area are fighting the police, so they went to reinforce. Right now they are chasing everyone in the street. They're wrong. Now when you run, they will come after you.
Now when you run, now so this somebody wear cloth like they go yesterday. How many they take shoot that boy? Not the mechanic cloth that boy. Yeah, they go yesterday. When police everybody run, he say nothing will happen. Nothing they fight. Nothing they take that yesterday. Not the police people chicken. Not the police people chicken. Say they police they do this.
Every say. So it's happening live at Taiwo Agbo, Taiwo Street at Agbo Palace Way, Lagos. The police are having a problem with the OPC, so they went to reinforce. Right now we are arresting everybody in the streets. As you can see, the streets are deserted. People are running helter skelter. The streets are deserted. I should not video you.
OPC versus the police on Taiwo Street, Okota. Do you see that area? That's the mega shitty. Lagos mega shitty. With all of that money. What happened to town planning? Like, come on now. If you enter Lagos interior, you will realize that, man, now Olori Bruku, they run that place, that Nigeria. Now Olori Bruku, they days. Go inside the interiors. Go and check their roads. Check their drainages. Check the environments. See where people are living. And then you'll be wondering, is this a mega city or the mega shitty? But Okumbo Wahab, who is their own commissioner for environment in Lagos State, was at Imam Dauda Street in Surulere. All of now, where they Surulere, see, Surulere is so dirty that there are some areas in Surulere, right, including Bajabia Mole's area, where if it should rain, Baba, the water, the black water from the drainages, as well as the rain water, everything go enter your house. In some areas, This was years ago, and it is still the same. It is. But for Tokumbo, they are doing their best to clear all these things, break down all the shanties in the areas that are supposed to be mainland developed areas. So, but you need to go to interior, go inside. You go see how, no. This was Imam Dauda Street in Surulere yesterday.
Ma?
Everybody go out! ẹ jáde kúrò níbí níbi tó ṣe yín náà à ń tẹ kúrò níbí.
ok mama ẹ kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ kúrò bísíbítì ẹ kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀.
ó yẹ dìde.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus
is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to for circumstances that I send it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger, because some people will be at indoor. There's no a way to make a
fellow Nigerians. This is just the beginning.
Just a quick reminder, fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning. But for me, this is the end of my presentation. So the next line is going to be the opened line, the phone calls. That is where the viewers have the opportunity to react to what has been shared so far. But that section or that segment is sponsored by Ya Rasulullah's Digital. So everyone, even though, you know, this is not like a get rich quick sort of scheme, MMM, or give somebody your money and then they will double it for you. If not, I would have said that to those of you who are currently possibly looking for a legitimate source of income, an extra, something to relieve you of your financial troubles. If you want to own your own business and get trained on how to actually do that, this may be an opportunity you have been waiting for too. Bring out your phone, turn on the camera, point that camera at your screen, scan this barcode or QR code rather, all right? Then read more about this digital business training. It will cost you $149. Now, here is the caveat. If by any chance you feel like maybe this is not for you, you have a chance of what? Of canceling it. That is, you can cancel it and get your money back. But if you want to try something new, own your own digital business in this regard, this may be a life-changing opportunity. We've had people who have actually signed up already. You should try it. Check it out. To everyone else, I am going to take a short break now. And when I come back, we shall take calls where you are welcome to react to this conversation this evening. And everyone else that needs to leave, just remember to like the broadcast as you are on your way out. I will be back in a minute or two. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. The line is opened and you are welcome to join us. Here is my first caller this evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, and you? How is your family?
We thank God, and thanks so much for asking as well. We are good.
I'm lucky to have gotten you. Actually, let me just try because I wanted to go and sleep now. I just finished watching the.
Oh yeah, the main one, right? So you walking tomorrow, you know.
Paul calling from Belgium.
That's Paulo from Belgium.
Yes.
Thank you so much, please.
The broadcast was perfect. You see, I will just air my opinion about those people you call elites and the shenanigans they are performing. I've always said that, and I will hold to it, irrespective of whatever any person will say. I'm an Igbo person. I'm an Igbo boy. Is you Obi?
Yep.
And all of them that call themselves politicians, there is none of them that made their money rightfully. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
I am with you. All
yes,
here.
because yes, you may be saying he's not a saint, you know, but I believe when he was governor, I believe he dipped his hand inside the government purse also.
But on that one, Paulo, there is no factual evidence to back that.
Yes, I know. I know, Maiyegun.
Right.
But
so I was expecting you to say, since it's a business guy, you probably take advantage of you know, the poor system to get, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Public
Irrespective
money.
of what.
Yeah, go on.
Even if he didn't take public money, if you invested it and then made money out of it and now gave back, now it is still the same corruption because you are not supposed to do that. No, irrespective of what he has done or whatever. On my own, I believe that there is no politician in Nigeria that his hands are clean, that their hands are clean.
Okay.
None of them, no single one of them. So, and that's why, like, okay, the opportunity, if Obi did not have that opportunity to be a banker, and he knows the loopholes in the bank. Look at what is happening in the banks now. In fact, my junior sister is in Nigeria now. She can't even take her money out of the bank. I discussed with her this evening. She can't take her money out of the bank. Her own money. You know?
I'm with you.
So it's that's all I need to say.
They all have their baggages, they have all this, their connection that, you know, somehow.
You know, so
we always make them back
on what grounds is he going to meet Babalola? On what grounds?
That particular one is in bad taste. That meeting is in total bad taste. I mean, if he actually listened to people around him, I don't think anybody should have advised him to make that visit.
Babalola is a good riddance of bad. A good riddance of bad rubbish. All of them. You see, he has a university. That's why. Look at all Atiku. Atiku want to be president, right? They have ruined the state universities, ruined the entire school system, and they are opening their own.
Yes.
And that's a country they want to function. That they want it to function. They want the country to function, right? Well, how can a country function when they are destroying the entire institutions and they are opening up their own? How can it function? So
anyway,
that's just what my own take.
Yeah, it's fine that you have heard your own view, but I want to believe that there will be others that will probably disagree with you on some of those. But yeah, you are very much free to share yours. You know,
listen, what I'm saying I'm saying it from the point of even scriptures, because James says there is no person that will be rich that will be innocent without doing something, one thing, evil or the other.
The system, right? I get you.
Yes.
Let me take another
So
one.
even when he was a CEO in the bank he worked, how much was his salary? Doesn't he have children that that need to go to school and he has to pay their school fees? Doesn't he have expenses to make?
I did.
So an average worker in Nigeria, irrespective of your salary, even when things were good, maybe about 15, 20 years ago, as a CEO bank manager, how much was his salary? His salary couldn't have been more than 1.2 million naira.
Well, he's an investment banker. He's an investor himself. So, I mean, I don't want us to use speculation about him. Okay, we may disagree with his politics, right? I don't want us to. Yeah, I don't want us to make up. If we have evidence of some of these things, right? It will be
just like Elumelu is a banker also. He's an investor.
Yeah. we have evidence of his own collaboration in defrauding Nigeria. But if I have any of that of Obi, I mean, I would love to share it, or anybody who does.
Yeah, there are things you may not know now, but when you really go deeper, Nigeria is a place things unveil them by themselves as time goes on.
Well, I mean, it will make a lot of sense there when they become public, and trust me, right? The public will feed on it when it's public. Yeah.
No problem.
Anyway, let me take another one. Paulo, okay. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay, it's a pleasure hearing from you again, Baba.
Yeah, take care.
You too. That's Paul calling from Belgium. Now, if you have a chance or you are interested in adding to this conversation, the line is always going to be open for you. Okay. Now, there's something that I want us to do. I may not like people's politics, so to say, but I would rather we stick to what is obvious than speculation. There is a reason for that. There are so many people that would like to know any shady things about Peter Obi. All right. And I don't want us to manufacture things that we just believe is always there, is somewhere. If it's not public, right, then, and we don't have anything to actually back that up, there's no point in, projecting it. It's never my own style, even though I can't really tell you what to say or not to say. But this is a guy that challenged the establishment that if they have any record of anything that he has illegally, kind of like enrich himself, right? They should bring it out and they will stop all of this. I want to be president or something like that. And nobody has been able to bring anything out. Okay. There's a record of fame that he made so much. He made all his money. In fact, he actually made his money from the UK. This is a place that if you are shady, right, it's just a matter of time. You will really last. So when he was going back to Nigeria to run for office, right, he had to actually put all of his monies, his savings, his investments here, right? He had to put them into this offshore accounts, sort of. So there's a record of that. Anyway, there is along the line. Hello there.
Maiyegun General.
Baba.
How are you doing, sir?
I am very well. And yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, bro. Not too bad at all. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Now, yeah, not to say, you're always on point, every time. And we have a evil forest called Nigeria, yeah, and the people that live there, they are the inhabitants of the evil forest. Now, listen, I don't know why Obi would go to to Afe blah, blah, blah. I don't understand that. Very, very bad optics for for him.
If this whole thing is not in court already, right? We can say, okay, they want to settle. But Papa say the guy said they have defamed him. Are you trying to say he should accept the defamation, Or are you saying the person that he claimed defamed him lied? What is the optics? What diplomacy are we looking for here? There's no diplomacy. It's a bad optic, man.
Yeah. It is, and the onus is on the people that are suing Dele Farotimi to prove that how the thing, that how it affected them. They
say that it is not for Dele Farotimi to prove that what he wrote is true. It is on them to prove that what he wrote is a lie. They are the one to prove that he lied.
Yeah.
Not him to prove that he's right.
No, they need to prove two things. They need to prove that he has lied, and they need to prove how that has affected them, in any form or shape. So, and the onus is on them, really. Olanipekun has filed another one in Ibadan.
I think it's called Adenipekun. It's not the same one. The reason why I'm actually figuring out is that, his name is CEO. His name is Adebayo Adenipekun. So it's not like the usual Olanipekun that we know. The
Olanipekun that we know. I get you.
I don't know who this one is. I bet you he's also acting on top, because remember that Babalola lives in Ibadan.
Oh yes.
And
it's an appendage.
He usually move between Ibadan and Ekiti.
Yeah,
so you get.
It's
so
an appendage.
File a case in Ibadan for him too.
Yeah, it's an appendage of affair. We don't need to dig that one. We all know that that's going to be the case.
See?
Now, you see that you can't sit on the fence. And the only problem I have with OB is this, you are clean. You have asked people that, dig it up. If you know any debt on me, just dig it up. But then you want to be vice to Article. Yeah. So, and then you want to be vice with, you want to speak to these chronic criminals, chronic people that we know, people that somebody was,
even moves with them, right? The obedient themselves possibly should actually question their own sense of judgment in this instance, because on the one hand, they agree that these guys are criminals. On the second hand, right, they believe that Obi possibly can't be president without them. And I'm like, okay, how is this going to now be the new Nigeria that is possible? It's a long one. It's a
long one. Can you imagine if Showore has 6 million votes in the last election? Nigeria will not be, we will be at the barricade, my brother.
We'll be talking about another thing right now.
So, is it that it will be another thing? But these are two different people. My problem is, I don't think Obi is got a bad heart. I don't think that at all. But you cannot sit on the fence and mingle with these people that we all know glaringly. They are the one that is, really. So I will end with this, Maiyegun. I will end with this.
Yes,
people that destroyed our past cannot guarantee our future.
Never.
And that is sacrosanct. People, I'll repeat that, sir, before I go. People that destroy our past should not be given the opportunity to guarantee our future. Thank you, Maiyegun, for the opportunity.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for that. Okay, you have a good one, sir.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
there on the beat. I have a lady here. Something told me, right, when my first caller Paulo was talking, I said, Charm is going to call it. I don't know. I just felt it. And there you are. And I actually feel like I can put into why you are calling. I'll let you say it. How are you doing tonight, ma'am?
I'm very fine, thank you, Maiyegun. Yes,
so well.
You know me so well, and I'm kind of happy that we kind of like understand each other.
I'll let you say why, because something tells me that you are here to actually put a correction to something, right? And because you would never let it go cold without debunking it, because the way things fly on here, we would never want some level of misinformation to pass, even if we disagree with people. I get it. But
exactly.
Go ahead.
Even if you're going to disagree with me, and I think we've disagreed even on live, and
it should be, yeah.
Exactly, and things like that. And I'm happy to have those, conversations and things like that, because that's how we grow. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I think quickly what I want to say is regarding Peter Obi's visit to Afe Babalola and Farotimi, can I just ask a question?
Please.
Because I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on Instagram. The only social media I have is YouTube, and that's by choice.
Right.
So is there like, did Obi say that he went to beg Babalola?
No, he never said anything about it.
Okay, that's one. Now, based off of what Paul was saying, did Obi say that he wants to be vice to Atiku?
He hasn't said that as well.
Okay, did he say he wants to be vice to anybody?
No, there's no record of that.
Exactly. Has he come out to divulge the discussions that he had with Farotimi and Afe Babalola?
No, he hasn't.
Or we're just going off of the optics. I can understand that the optics do not look good, right? And I said it only yesterday, that what I want to do, what I will support is anybody who is looking to reform the judiciary, the electoral reforms and things like that. So even in whatever discussions that Peter Obi is having, those need to be in those discussions, so that if they're not going to support those discussions, then he should be working with them. But that is by the way. Now, we should be talking with facts. We should not be making assumptions, because you know what they say about assumptions? They're the mother of all cock-ups. Okay, so you can't be making assumptions, and we can't come here and be libeling people and say
something on speculations and all that. But I'll help you with something, right? You see, his team that posted this image, Cham, right? So then, Peter Obi was in Ekiti because of Dele, all right? And according to them, he has his way of meddling in trying to make peace. There's a guy called, I think they usually call him Dr. Mo. He was the one who posted these images, okay? And according to him, right, Obi was in Ekiti to see Dele Farotimi, and also to see, according to him, Babalola on this matter. So this was what gave room to the optics about it, the optics.
Yeah, the optics. But between we're not flies on the wall. We're not part of the furniture. We can't say exactly what the content of that discussion was. Right. It could be me walking in and saying, "Okay, I'm here in Ekiti, sir. Good evening." Okay, I'm Peter Obi. I came to introduce myself, and I will leave that place and go and do the business of the day.
Listen, have history. He endorsed Obi in 2023.
Okay, so exactly. Okay, he endorsed Obi in 2023. They have history, so they know, they're familiar with each other. Yep. Right, so we don't really understand what happened in that place. You know, what was said, what wasn't said. You know, at the end of the day. But one thing we should also take away is that Dele Farotimi worked closely with Peter Obi, and I know better than you and I, right? Dele Farotimi knows Peter Obi. Peter Obi knows Dele Farotimi, and this was, I'm 100% sure that he knows that Dele Farotimi is unyielding. You know, in this particular situation, he knew what he was doing. He did not. He anticipated every move that they made, and they did every single thing, right? So him going there, let us relax first of all,
right?
You know, forget about the optics of it. It may not look great, but until Peter Obi comes and tells you, okay, this is what I said, I went to beg. You say, Oga, please, this is not a begging matter.
The word beg. It is just about the optics.
Yes, let us reserve our ire for the optics of that meeting, but let us not, you know, exactly. Let us not make assumptions. Let us not say that this is what happened and this is what was said and this and that and the other. And can I just ask Paul and anybody who doesn't like Peter Obi? I understand. I don't even think that Peter Obi, in what this current, you know, whatever we have going on in Nigeria, that he can be president. But please don't libel somebody without receipts. You say, okay, what about if he invested the money and then he took the interest? Even if he invested the money and took the interest, there will still be records. You don't invest and take out interest. We took no records. It's not invisible transaction, for goodness sake. So when you make those kind of, you know, when you say those kind of things, please understand that you have intelligent people here. Yes. They know that you cannot put money in the bank, you know, and say, okay, you're going to put this thing on in trust or a time yielding investment, whatever. Everything has records.
Yes.
So don't come here and libel somebody just for the heck of it or the fun of it. This is a serious platform.
Yes.
We do serious things here.
So we shouldn't build any conversation around we shouldn't build speculation around people because we don't like them. That is not our thing, and I agree with you. And that's why I was like, listen, there are so many people who count so much on this platform that sometimes you will think, you know, we just don't like these guys for not liking them. No, we have our reasons. Facts. None of the reasons why I won't like APC is built on falsehood. I've got evidence of why I can never like them. I can never trust them, right? So similarly, if I disagree with somebody, doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? I probably don't like them or I shouldn't like them. There's a difference between disagreeing with someone or disagreeing with their politics than, you know, every other thing.
That you don't like
them. Yeah, I say clearly every time that anything that has to do with APC, Ekbe counts me out because I will never like them. All right, I will never trust them. But there are others I would disagree with. I don't like their politics, but that would never make me not like them on the side. Yeah,
you know, listen, I don't have a lot to add. Do you understand? I don't have a lot to add to, you know, this conversation. But you know what I'm never going to do, right?
And I bet there are people like you who are fuming. Right? Oh my God! How dare you say that? I'm gonna call in.
No. Listen, Maiyegun, I'm not fuming at all.
You know, but what those, you just spoke for them. You have no idea. Those who are just going to feel relieved right now. Thank you, Jerry. Go and read the comments. You see what I'm talking about.
I'm just not going to stand for you saying things, especially like we bring the receipts here. Yes. Don't come and say things, and we want to be reacting to, you know, factual things. Yes. You know, you don't forget about whether or not I like Obi. Yep. Okay, I'm not going to lie about that, but I've also said that there are certain things that he has to do in order to continue to receive that, you know, goodwill of people who like him. Okay. And I said that yesterday. So anyone who is out there saying, oh, this person just like it to be, no. What I will not do is stand by and let people libel somebody for no good reason. Until Peter Obi comes out and tells you, then, you know, reserve it your anger or your annoyance to the optics of it. But you can't say exactly what we went there to do.
Anyway, Charm, thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Maiyegun.
All right. And then I'm glad you let that off your chest. Right?
I have now. I can go back to cooking.
You can go continue watching. So that's the Lady Charm. Ladies and gentlemen, I have another caller on the line as well. Hello there.
Hello, my dear.
Hello, sir. How are you?
This is Austin, London.
Hey, Austin. How are you doing, Baba? You get my time today.
I'm doing very well. I've been on. I've been on with you. Even yesterday, I wanted to call, but I wasn't feeling great. I wasn't feeling really great about. I didn't know what to think. Let me not just call and waffle and talk too much and talk nothing.
I get you, Baba.
That was why I didn't call.
Well, here you are. Nice. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity again. I think 2 days ago when you started, I think before you started your sermon, the introduction, I really loved it. You know, you were actually laying down the gauntlet for all these people. Yes. I don't want to call names because there are so many names you can call if you want to call names to Nigerians. You know, but it's not for us to call names. You clearly said it. If they don't like the way you talk about these elders or these old people, they should not subscribe. They should not listen.
For their own mental health. It is.
For their own mental health. If they don't like the way, you talk about their religion, they should just do something else. Go jogging, you know, and go do something.
Rather than come there and if they don't snowflake.
Yes. Rather than come there, you see, Nigerian has this attitude of trying to appear nice, good. They want to appear nice. Oh, why do you say that? Don't say it this way. Oh, and there's a phrase they say, where I come from, we respect elder. Yeah. Fuck that. There's no elder in Nigeria. No, tell me one elder in Nigeria. Obasanjo, or this geriatric 95-year-old crook. Who is the elder? Tell me. Or is it Babangida who destroyed Nigeria? Or Buhari who is not? Where is he now? Sitting down somewhere? Is he having tea, coffee, or guru? Relaxing and watching.
Watching us.
The house burning. Anyway, the reason I called today, the first caller, is one of the problems of Nigeria. The first caller, I don't know, I believe he lives abroad. He said he lives abroad wherever he lives.
Yeah, Paulo, my guy, from Belgium.
Paulo, whatever his name is, I'm not going to call that. Like I said, it's not worthwhile to call names, to be that angry, to be that agitated. I am
respectfully as well.
Yeah,
that's why we have this place.
Yes,
it's safe.
I am agitated, but I have to calm down to the lady who spoke in last. I think what's her name again? Exactly. She spoke very well. Don't come there and libel people. Itobi is a man who has been in government, who was governor for 8 years. And with the way these ferocious APC people behave, you think that if there's one penny he has stolen, they wouldn't have brought it up.
Don't hold it back. No, let's be honest.
Exactly. But I'm not here to defend him. I support him. I don't consider myself as an obedient, but I support him because I love the way his vision is like my vision. I share the same vision and the same goals. Unfortunately, these people are not learning. But one of the things that came, and that's the second reason I call, Itobi has no business going to visit this guy, this old man. At least now. The timing is completely wrong. That's my opinion. It's a good gesture.
Some of these guys,
but the timing is wrong.
He's been making calls on top this matter, right? That many of us probably would never.
What call?
They said he's been making calls, this and that, which is great. But that image will remain forever misinterpreted. Whether misinterpreted or rightly interpreted, it is so wrong. Or I get where Cham is coming from. Yeah, that she shouldn't speculate. Go on.
No, it's not about speculation. The reason I say she's right is that maybe Obi has the right to talk to whoever he wants to. But this is not Obi's problem. This is Dele's problem. And Dele has made it clear he doesn't want anyone to come and beg anybody on his behalf. And whether he begged or not, nobody is there. She said, I quote her, that we are not the furnitures or the walls to know what happened between him and Affair Babalola. Nobody would know that. There's what they call optics.
That's right.
And perception. The optics is terrible, it's wrong. Now, his motive may be right. Obi is not the pastor. Obi is not the JP, Justice of the Peace. Obi should have waited for Baba Affair, whatever his name is, to tell him that, look, this is your friend Dele has insulted me. I'm reporting it to you. Then if Obi now engaged with him on that level, we're fine. Obi just took his body and visited this guy. And look at the picture, look at the punch came up to say that he went to beg. Who is going to argue whether he begged or not?
They fed on it, and it is just not right. It is not when people believe that Dele is being unjustly incarcerated. Listen, if Dele wasn't kidnapped by this man, right? If this man has not used his influence to ensure that Dele doesn't get bail, right? This whole thing may not even mean much. But this man has used that his influence to lock an innocent man up, right? And they continue to say because he tarnished his image or his reputation. So this is what makes this image pretty much cringy. And people have the right to react too, Austin. People have the right to kind of react. Temper is sort of sin, as we know.
And they reacted well. If you may permit me, sorry, I don't want to take too much time. I'm trying to understand when Kenneth Okonkwo came up with his vituperations, I should call it that, because no matter how right he thought or slow he thought Obi was, the way he presented it to the media was wrong, in my opinion. I'm not judging him. Okay. Now I went back to say maybe Kenneth wanted to see Obi behaves in a certain way that he wants to be peace. Remember during the election, he went to see one of these pastors. I've forgotten his name. He called him Papa, Daddy, and that became an issue. That became an issue. Okay, Obi should be very careful. Obi is the only politician today. This is my opinion. That the best you cannot is like the duck and water. You pour water on his body of corruption, it will slide down. You will not pick anything. That doesn't make him a perfect human being. But there's something about him I don't like, and it's not good for Nigeria. That's perhaps what Kenneth Okonkwo was speaking of. He is appearing to be too weak. To be weak.
Well, I wouldn't say he's weak. He's somebody. Maybe that's a weakness.
No.
He wants to.
I'm not saying.
maybe he wants to be in the good book of a lot of people. But you can't be in the
That's
good
weakness.
book of everyone.
That is a weakness, my friend.
And
that is a weakness.
it
You
is.
cannot,
Mhm.
you cannot, in fact, to some people, argument is weakness. When you argue with people, like you say, you call them this sewage rats and all that. You know, when Dele, I engaged with Dele, there was a case where Dele was, somebody was trying to gaslight him. I said, but Dele, don't argue. He said, stupid people, double down. The moment you begin to argue with them, you're appearing to be weak. Okay? You're appearing to be weak. So argument itself, when it doesn't make sense, you say, oh, it gaslighted me. You're arguing with, it's like you're fighting with a mad person and two people, somebody watching you who is going to know whether you're not mad yourself.
I get it.
So the point I'm trying to make is, Obi is a very nice man. I will support him till there's no other politicians I will support to say that this is the person I see something in. That is, if we are going to remain in the same Nigeria. Okay? He's the only person that has a vision of where Nigeria should go. But he's behaving in a way that peacemaker. He's not a peacemaker. He's not a justice of the peace. He's not part of the judiciary. This is a case between brigandage, impunity, and foresight and fortitude. They are trying to suppress the truth. And so what they have done, now people are asking, why would he talk to Afeba? Afeba refused to even go to court. He's hiding. So the case is not between Afeba Balola, whatever his name is, and Dele. It is the police. Why didn't you go and visit the IG? Why didn't you visit the IG?
That's another angle.
So, exactly. So the point is this, Obi is a nice guy, but he has to manage his PR. It is the optics. It is not the how would I put it? It is not the good and bad of it. In Nigeria, they say, "Oh,
what have you?" It's not about the
it's intention. No, exactly. If you notice, people with good intention, good people don't live long.
No.
After Babylon 95, and he's been corrupting Nigeria for 60 years.
Yes.
He's still alive. Obasanjo is still alive. Babangida is alive.
All this longer.
Alive. The good people are dying. Obi should not try to be too good. They will kill him. Or he will use his goodness to destroy his legacy. Obi is a good man. I want him to be the president if Nigeria will stay together. That is the person I see. No other person. But he should be very careful. He should be very good. That's my little contribution. I'm not really happy with the first caller.
But you have spoken well. And I appreciate the fact that a lot of you are reacting this way as well, okay? Which simply means that if Obi has a chance of probably hearing us on this platform as well, right? He should understand that there are those that really counts on his personality. So mingling with some of this stained personality does hurt people who feels like it shouldn't be like them. So yeah, thank you so much, Austin, for calling in, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Maiyegun.
You're so welcome. Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
okay? Cheers, man. Now that's Austin, ladies and gentlemen. I have another caller on the line, and this will be hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm okay. This is Michael from Turkey.
Hey, Michael. It's good to hear from you again, Baba. How is the talking?
This is my first time. This is my first time talking.
Is it? How about this?
I'm telling you.
By the way, so yeah, it's a pleasure.
I have been following. I have been following you long time. But anytime I try to call, number
you as the first time caller. Okay, this is how we welcome our first time callers like that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
welcome. Please, Michael.
Thank you so much. Yeah, God bless you. Yeah, I'm talking about the first caller. The first caller, Maiyegun. Sometimes we have some people talking because there's some people is following you.
I know.
I'm from Igbo. I'm an Igbo man. That first caller that called about you don't know what he's saying. You understand?
I'm with you.
Peter B visiting this man, Peter B have sense. Do you know the reason why I'm following you? You are too smart.
Oh dear. Thank you.
Yeah, you are too smart. I swear with my life.
Thank you very much.
You are too. That's why I'm following you. You are smart like Nnamdi Kanu. I'm telling you the reality.
That's a big compliment. Thank you very much.
I'm telling you the gospel truth. You are too smart like Nnamdi Kanu. That's why I'm following you always. This first caller, everybody have his own pattern of living life. Yeah, I cannot live life. You cannot live like me. I cannot live like you. No, you have your own life, but we are not the same. But there are some things we are doing that praise me. That's why I'm so attractive on you. You understand what I mean?
I'm with you.
Peter will be travel to go and meet this man. Remember when this man, when Dele was arrested, Peter will be tweeted against it.
Yes.
Peter will be tweeted against it because he used his own as an example that people are defending him or a lot, but he did not do anything. You understand? For Peter will be go and meet this man. Nobody knows what they discuss. Maybe he told this man, Mr. Man, he fuck up by arresting this man. Nobody knows their discussion. And up till now, this discussion has not opened. Maybe Peter told this man, Mr. Man, you're old man, why are you doing like a child? Nobody knows what they discuss. But this first caller talking about Peter Obi. Peter Obi is my governor. When Peter Obi was governor, I'm from Onitsha. Peter Obi. Let me tell you the truth. Peter Obi is very deadly, more than Tinubu. Forget the quietness. Peter Obi is more than deadly. Peter Obi is very Peter Obi is very smart. Peter Obi trying to go and meet this man. You know what he's doing. Peter Obi know many people is looking onto him. Many people is looking onto him. Whatever Peter Obi is doing, likewise you. Many people is looking onto you. Whatever you are doing it with smartness. Whatever Peter Obi go and do with that man, Peter Obi know what he's doing.
Nobody should preempt him. Of course, there is a chance that where people are going. There are people that have been somehow, like Michael. There are people that somehow. Peter Obi is. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, there are some people that because of what Peter Obi did with this 2023 election, where he beat all expectation against all odds, right? There are people that felt like, there are people that felt like he beat their expectations. There are those who said that will not even get up to 100,000 votes or 1 million. Then he ended up winning about 14 states in Nigeria after all the rulings and all that. So there are some people that are possibly like,
4 people tweeting. 4 people tweeting
they can enter him. That's why I said that that image, the optics no good at all, and there are those who are fed on it.
Guys, we are saying we are in the same page.
Yeah.
We are in the same page. Peter Obi, remember when Peter Obi was in governor, they impeached him.
And now?
Yeah, he still come back 2 times.
2 times, so yep.
2 times. Reason it. You can reason that kind of a smart man. 2 times. Peter Obi going to meet this man. He have a reason. You will see. I'm telling you the reality. Peter Obi have a reason. Peter Obi, first time Peter Obi tweet against that arrest. Number 1. He tweet against that arrest for him to go and meet that man. I know Peter Obi. Forget Maiyegun go lie you.
Michael.
Peter Obi. Forget Peter Obi. I know Peter Obi.
Yeah,
forget what Peter Obi is doing.
People disagree with you or disagree with their politics. There's no point in manufacturing accusations. Okay, that's the one.
Normally, Peter Obi is a quiet guy. Normally, by nature, he's a quiet guy.
Yeah, people have the right, right? People have the right to say, I don't like what he did. I prefer that than people to try to manufacture, something that never really exists. That is something I am not comfortable with. And
exactly,
we're getting it wrong. Okay, Don't manufacture things. Don't try to say there must be something. There must be something that is there. I'm telling you. No, you're not telling me. I want something that is already public, not something that we can imagine because we don't like its politics.
In this our platform. This our platform. Some people is against you.
And now, yeah, I mean there are those who have been waiting for years to hear scandal about Maiyegun, so that they can say, didn't we tell you? All of you listening to him.
Did tell you? Many people are looking for your downfall, but you will not fall. God is your back. God is with you. You know you can never fall. Well, that's part you are on the truth. You are on the truth side.
Thank you so much.
You are on the truth side. You can never fall. No. It's never.
Thank you.
I'm telling you the reality.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Right. And I hope I speak to you again. By the way.
Yeah, thank you for taking my call. Yeah, God bless you. God bless you.
Yes, sir. You have
and God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much.
You too. So I am going to take another call, and I bet
hey, Maiyegun,
lady Eugenia, is that what I should call you, ma'am?
Good evening. Yeah.
How are you?
Thank you for picking my call. I've been calling. Oh my God.
And here you are.
Oh.
Huh?
Good. Oh. Maiyegun, thank you. God bless you for everything. Thank you.
And you too.
Maiyegun, like you do rightly say that if they explain Nigeria for you, and you don't get mad.
But you're not angry. They didn't explain it very, very well.
They did not explain it. No. Oh my God. A lot of things going on, a lot of things, a lot of worries.
A lot, ma'am. A lot.
Oh my God. Now look at my first annoyance today, although every disappointment is a blessing. Dele being in jail, Dele being in custody, Dele being let me tell you one thing.
Please.
DF is another Nnamdi Kanu for the ruining class. Yeah, for the ruining class.
A big pain in the ass of this.
Yeah, a big catch. Now, I thank you again for reading that book. You know, I wouldn't have had the time to say, let me read that book, or, internet has made it very difficult for most of us to start reading
sit down and begin to open pages like that. I know. That's why I choose to read it. There are many people that got the book, ma. There are so many people that get the book. They won't read more than 50 pages before they will take it and be like, I'll read it later. And they may never have the chance of. But there are people that will spend hours with Maiyegun seated here like that. So reading it.
I was at work listening to your readings.
Right.
Now I know why Dele is a target. You know, if you follow what so far that has been read, you know that a lot of things has been exposed. He exposed a lot of things. Not even this Agbaya man, Babanla, what is his name? Big old late. He's not the only one. Because I am a lot of things, a lot of evils, a lot of things in Nigeria has been opened. And I was angry when Dele was arrested. But then I can say that God is working. Because if they hadn't arrested him, Nigerians wouldn't have known what is going on. Though we know at the peripheral stage, but this one has opened a lot of worms.
Honestly. So, a lot of people got interested in what did he write? He appointed this supposed highly respected old man to go this route. What did he write? I want to see it. Now a lot of people are and they are digging more.
So we have known. We have known what happens, and the strategy of them keeping him in jail is just to shut him up or to shut him down, so that he doesn't talk again. But then The one we know is enough for us.
It is late already.
Yeah, the one we know is enough for us.
It is enough.
And they keep on shooting themselves at the foot because keeping him they know they are illegally keeping him there. All that they are doing is confirming what he has already said. So yeah, everything is working out as planned according to him. So all these things, we should not be too angry about it because it's already what he has predicted. And again, like my brother Peter Obi, I don't know. It's like Kenneth Okonkwo rightly said, you don't need to be too good. Because when you are too good, you will be trampled upon. When you are too good, you go ahead making a lot of mistakes. Peter Obi is making a lot of. You don't go to someone that hates you. You don't need to tell me that Babanla Ole loves Peter Obi.
Well,
never.
I don't think so.
He doesn't. So why will you be going to your haters? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to get out of that? Whether he went there to beg him or to sort for negotiation or what, it doesn't really matter. Look at, I don't know, but that's the way I see it. It doesn't matter.
I mean, everybody agrees. Like a lot of people agree that the optic
is not what we need for now. That is not what we need for now.
You know.
And for somebody like Peter Obi is good. He's gentle. He's honest. He's everything. But his softness cannot take Nigeria anywhere at this point in time.
With this hyenas and jackals.
Oh yeah, he cannot handle them. He is too soft for them. So all this going to see this man or I don't know what he went there for, but for me, it doesn't go right with me. So that is it. Then another thing I want to say, they are trying to this Tifnubu is a criminal.
100%.
He is like a deep hole. The more you dig, the deeper it goes.
Yes.
You cannot end unraveling him.
He is that cesspit for corruption that is given and continue to give every day. There is a chapter.
Is evil. Yes, he is evil. He is evil, and he keeps on opening up his evil nature. Now, what I get, where I'm going now, you see, he is trying to shut all those who may lift up their heads.
Yes.
Before and during 2027.
Just now.
Can I shock you, Maiyegun?
Do you know what I have heard as well, my lady, right? Is the fact that they said all political parties in Nigeria, as we speak, all their heads, they have been offered a huge amount of money. By the middle of next year, a lot of people will realize that there is barely no political party.
All of them are in his pocket. All of them are in his pocket. I agree with that. And can I shock you, Maiyegun?
Please, ma'am.
I have the premonition that this man will go after Kenneth Okonkwo, and next move, Kenneth Okonkwo might join APC. The way I'm seeing things going. So I don't know. He is trying to tie everybody.
Yes, now no opposition.
On his way.
And now it's called one party state. Yeah, it's called one party state. Let me also give you a reminder. I won't say shock you, but a reminder before you go, right? You know, there was this in Lagos, right? In fact, PDP for years. Okay.
Yeah.
One thing is that until 2020, in fact, up till last year, PDP, there was supposed to be an opposition. They were actually an appendage of Tifnubu in Lagos. All these years that they have been having governors run, since the time the only person that was a threat to Tifnubu's hegemony in Lagos was Funshaw Williams. And we all know
and he tried to eliminate him immediately.
They eliminated him. It's not they tried.
Yeah,
they got him out of the picture.
Yeah, he moved him from the way.
Let me take
this man is evil.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maiyegun. Thank you. Keep on doing the good job. God bless you. Thank you.
Amen.
Okay.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Here we have a chance of agreeing to disagree. Okay, we do that in a matured way. All right, but I keep saying it. I have things and I have people I don't agree with on some certain things, but that does not means that I can't agree with them on another too. But the good thing here is that you may disagree with people's opinion. It is your right, okay? And people can disagree with yours too. But wherever you are disagreeing, it will be very much good for you to give us the alternative opinion to what you are disagreeing from. And you can disagree without being disagreeable, okay? The people that we are talking about on these platforms, it is simply because their actions and their inactions actually affect us directly or indirectly. And that is why we are all going to react differently, okay? But I just don't want us to manufacture lies. I won't manufacture lies. In order for me to feel good about Ifnumbu, I will present what is already in the public about them. Then I will react. Now you can say I am overreacting or I have spoken to Ashley and all of that. That's fine. That means you may disagree with the way I react. But one thing is that I won't manufacture a lie, not even against this APC, the party of liars, propagandists. Do you understand? So similarly, when people say something on this platform, it is from their own opinion. You seated there may disagree with what they are saying. Totally. But the right thing is that disagree respectfully, okay? Remember, it is their opinion and they are also reacting to what is already public, okay? So I have Chigozie here. Hello.
Maiyegun, Baba.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I greet you, Baba.
I greet you too.
Baba, we are doing good.
Thank you very much.
How is family?
Well, we are fine. Thanking God, surviving.
Nice. Lama.
Abi, thank you very much. Okay, please.
Maiyegun,
yes,
say about P2B. We dey see P2B as a gentleman. P2B will be gentleman. Now devil.
Tell me about it.
P2B, if you say it is possible to give Igbo man president, if P2B be president of Nigeria, many things will happen. You devil, they go for good though. All these people where you say they follow, like they bow for them or they do holy. You go see say go pack all of them one side. And all this Boko Haram Lakwara way they hear. I give you 48 hours, you clear them. And la waiting Lord to know what to be that. Now he make him no ever be president of Nigeria, just for him to understand that all this good way they do, they go Lord to do this one. They don't feel give him president. It's not possible. He can never be president of Nigeria. Anybody will plan good for Nigeria can never be president of Nigeria. Because the main people who get Nigeria, we just be like company now. Like company will be. Now Britain, I go say, you agree with us. You do your own, we do our own. Once you agree, you will be the last president of Nigeria. Low case. Everything don't flinch. You know why?
Anybody we mean well. You know, we'll get the chance.
We mean well for them.
You go stop all these guys where they, all these guys where they
give them food.
And they won't agree.
You know, election where Atiku and the Buhari contest. I think second election
2019.
after Buhari who first won. That election, Atiku win.
He won now.
But you know why they don't give him Atiku that time?
Why?
Why they don't give him that time? Because in vice was Igbo man. They cannot give him. If he Atiku mistakenly carry Peter Obi as a vice again, he go still lose. Even though if they say they won't give you PDP, no man, I listen now. APC go the rule they go now. If you told them finish, now you go find one person. Now there you go get problem with lots because I know say you go want control everything. You go want choose your own person where go there as president, where go they control. They tell what to do, what to know. That's Lagos be. That's where go woman Nigeria be. And now the problem where go get with lots to be that.
He's after himself already. We never even do 2 term. They don't change the name of things they are building with government money to his name. And he's still deep. He's still in power. Something will never happen before.
The man like me like if they do like say lolo what they do, but what they do just they say fish a devilish mind. For Nigeria here, people hungry war foolish people for Nigeria here. And they don't care because the family do okay. Everything they go well for them. You don't care. Babalo, take your time.
Chigozie,
We'll talk less time.
Lovely to hear from you, Baba. Just take it easy, okay? You have a good night, eh? That's Chigozie calling in from Lagos. And I have here Adeola. Is that you?
Well, Fana. What you stop now? What's in the shell?
Same old, man. Same old. It's been a very, very steamy week. This past week.
It will be steamy now.
Be the same this week again.
It's a night of optics. See, Baba, may I even clear you one time. You know, see, when a man has made a rod for his back, wisdom would prevent you from gallivanting up and down the whole place. You have to be able to read the room and read the society and see how people are feeling. Then you choose wisely to visit or not to visit. See, these people are set for destruction, so there's no need having any photo ops with them.
No.
You have to understand the signs and the times that we are living in. And when you understand the signs and the times that we are living in, you will choose to go to some places or not to go to some places. There is, you see, you can interpret it any way you want to interpret it. You could say you went to see Dele Farotimi. You could say you went to go and see the dodgy son, you know, and you could say, okay, it looks like neutrality. You could interpret anything to it. Nobody was in the room, so you can't come and be infusing your own views. But let us be clear on the societal temperature and how people are feeling right now. Don't get involved in it. If you sent a tweet condemning his arrest, that's enough. That will suffice.
And if
that will
there's
suffice.
anything else at all, just keep it.
That will suffice. See, these people, they've already made a road for their back. And when a man is set for destruction, Baba, stay where you are. They are going to destroy themselves. Don't get into any position whereby they see you as a peace broker. You don't see, but Maiyegun, you don't broker peace when the judiciary system is in question. What are you brokering peace for? Are you going to broker peace? See, okay, Maiyegun, okay, let's, for argument's sake, you went to broker peace. That does not solve that judiciary corruption.
It doesn't.
That's not going to solve it. What will solve it is if it crashes and it burns and is rebuilt and is now fit for purpose.
Call for reform. When we say reform, it means that some of these
so we're not asking.
Go to jail.
Let us be clear on what we are asking for. We are not asking for them to reconcile or go to court of arbitration. No, let it go through correction. There needs to be a corrective process. And if you are going to go and broker peace, then you are the enemy. You have to allow that system to die. You don't get in the middle of self-correction.
There is a saying that when you meet the sword men, the right thing to do is to pull out your sword. You know what I mean? Like, you do not offer cola to sword men. They will chop up your head. When you see sword men approaching, the right thing to do is what? Pull out your own sword too.
See, Baba, when you understand that someone is going to be corrected, there's no point in going to go and see them.
Attack.
No.
They are jailing people. They are bringing them under trump-up charges and all that. So you cannot be a peacemaker to sword men. No.
See, Maiyegun, there are some classes of people that if you rebuke a wise man, he will become wiser. So if the person you are thinking you want to rebuke is not wise, Baba, don't go there. So, some people, their heart has been hardened. This is what they built this system. They are meant for this. So when someone is going towards that destructive process, Baba, don't go and interfere. Just sit this one out. Sit this one out. Sit it out. Wisdom will allow you to sit this out. It's not about saying, someone was saying that Peter B is dangerous. Dangerous for what? See, in terms of people that are really, really dangerous, is your president. Your president has built an army within an army. He has his own army. He has mastered the art of capturing. So there is nobody as dangerous. Exactly. So there is nobody as dangerous as that. On a scale of danger, you can never compare Obi to Tinubu. Someone that has spent years, is a modern day boss, modern day mob boss. If they seize your assets abroad, if you're able to negotiate and become an active asset, Baba forget to not be shere. Your leader is not a shere person.
Level, so.
Baba, see, dangerous gunning. So don't be calling Obi in this case. When someone is a career criminal, you don't mess with them. So other one you're talking about, I don't really agree with that caller. You have to understand the signs and times that we are in. I believe that guy was meant to sit this one out. Sit it out. There is no, you would not be called out if you don't make that trip.
No.
If you send that text or that tweet to condemn the unlawful dragging from Lagos to Ekiti State, that will suffice. But when someone has made a rod for their back and they are going to be corrected, leave it. Baba, good night, sir.
You too.
Bye,
good night, and
bye,
you
sir.
a good one, okay? I have another caller. It seems that we will have a very long night, even though our time is so up now. I'll take this. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
First time caller. I'm so happy talking to you tonight.
Welcome our first time. I finally got this out. Good evening to you,
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm fine, very well. Timmy calling from Canada.
Oh, Timmy from Canada. Is that right?
Yes.
Baba?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so
on the platforms. One by one, all of you are taking your roll call. Thank you very much for calling in, sir. Please.
Thank you. So thank you so much for all what you do every day. We appreciate it. We love it. And you've really, really opened our eyes. Because Professor, briefly, if you wake up, bang or tea, Adeola so. Well, Yorubas sọ pé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Peter Obi ni. Yorùbá sọ pé tí ọba máa jọ ṣàká kó jọ ṣàká. Ọ̀ṣàká lè jẹ́ ọ̀ṣàká kó jẹ́ òṣòkò. Wọ́n ní kò yẹ ìwà yẹn at the same time kò yẹ ọmọ ènìyàn. If you want to blow hot, blow hot. If you want to blow cold, blow cold, cold.
Not
so
cold and hot.
So ká lè mọ bí ta fẹ́ yà sí, ká lè mọ nǹkan ta fẹ́ máa face at the same time. So nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn. I don't think I have so much to say. Thank you so much,
Maiyegun. People have said a lot anyway, but yes, thank you so much for adding yours, okay? Because, I mean, there are those who actually look up to this guy. And this is the time that it seems that free speech is under attack. And there is no point in sparing these guys as they are showing their faces. They have ruined us enough. So this is no time to save them. Satimi, thank you very much for calling in, okay? I have a caller. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, ma.
Yeah, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you?
How are you today?
Well, I'm very well, ma'am.
Maiyegun,
Ma'am?
I get so apprehensive. I get so worried when people say, when if Tinubu leaves, he will put somebody. Tinubu is not leaving that seat. Oh. You know, I've been saying this since people will say he's in Nigeria. It's not. I said it last year. People say that now it's not going to be possible. Tinubu is not leaving that seat. He's making every preparation to make everywhere soft for him. Tinubu might be the first female president in this country.
Right.
She might be the first female president in this country. If unless they make a silly mistake, which I'm praying for too. Tinubu is not leaving that seat for anybody. He's playing his game. He keep on capturing people. The people that you see today, I used to tell people that you see people that you are seeing, these people that you are seeing today, that is pushing to be nice. A lot of them are his huge. These are the people that he has put into the society, into the community, to make you fall in love with them. Those are the people that will bring information for him.
All road will now lead to him.
Exactly.
You will think you are in the midst of people that want to reject him, only for all of you to end up in his net.
2017 2027 will shock a lot of people. 2027, the person you're drinking tea with every morning that you think is a cent will give you a shocker of your life. So long as he's alive, that man has everything worked out. You know his goals. That guy wants to break every record that Obasanjo has broke. You want to break every record that nobody has broken in that country. He's a record broker. That's what he wants. He doesn't care who is standing his way.
He said it now, whatever money cannot do.
If you like, let it be that Jamila that is standing on his way, he will clear him. Anybody that is standing his way, he will clear them. You see his goals. His goals is that people that, what's his name? The Guinea-Bissau, those people that used to rule 20 years. 30 monarchy. Something like that.
Change the constitution.
To break records like
do whatever you like.
Yeah, he wants to break records like that. He wants to put it in record that he's one president that broke that record from West Africa that has hit that top. That is what
Tinubu is all about. Stock for people.
So if you are looking at that, he left Lagos and he left Lagos because Lagos is a smaller fish. Lagos is a smaller fish. He has his target, which is where he is now.
Chai.
By the time he finishes with Wike, he will dump Wike and use the next person.
My lady, thank you very much.
Even the Asari Dakubo that you're talking about today now, the Asari Dakubo you're talking about, are you there?
I am here. I have not heard.
The Asari Dakubo that you're talking about, Asari Dakubo is still 100% with Tinubu. Don't be deceived. He's still 100%. All those people that all his children are everywhere. They will manifest. You see them. Then for Peter Obi, I am not happy when I saw Peter Obi on that, when they posted that picture. I was very sad. But then again, one thing about Peter Obi, he's thinking he will dine and wine with you at the end of the day, get what he wants. I don't think this is what they need by now. Secondly, Peter Obi is somebody that is not weak. People are saying that he's a demon. He's not wicked, but he's a shrewd guy. That is why they will not allow him to lead, to rule Nigeria. He's very shrewd. That is that kind. You know, when a British police arrest you, when the British police arrest you, they will ask you, do you care for a coffee? Do you care for a tea?
Make
and
you
they will be dealing with you.
And then
They make you will not feel relaxed. That is the kind of Peter Obi kind of person. You want your chocolate, you want that, but they are doing what they want to do. That is what Peter Obi. That's his personality.
I think they know that.
And I think they know that. So they know that he's laughing with them. When he enters, he's going to do a total overhauling. With Peter Obi climb that seat today, even the article self that is, he will do a total overhauling. He will stand by that. He will be giving you tea to drink and be giving you wine to drink, but he will do that which you have to face. And they know that. That is his way. And let me remind the first man that called. that just like he was saying in Belgium, Peter Obi was saying in the UK.
Yeah.
He's not the normal, he's not Peter Obi is not the average Nigerian politician.
No, he's not.
That came out from 419 or Yahoo or fraud. No, he's not.
He's got history.
So that's my take on the night.
And it's actually be public, yeah. So that's why I don't want anybody to manufacture anything that is not verified.
Exactly.
So you may not like his style, you may not like his what have you, but there's no point in manufacturing any sort of allegation against him. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, okay? I need
all right.
to wrap up now. It's such a pleasure hearing from you again, okay? You have a good night, ma'am. So I am going to, because we started late, that's why we're having this extra hour. But right now, our time is totally up. I'll give this last caller just 2 minutes, if you can use it well. Prince
my king, thank you for picking my call. I didn't know you're going to pick my call. Thank you very much.
I wasn't going to, but I just felt like saying, so why not? So
yeah.
Very, very wisely.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. My king, for me, I don't think Peter Obi should have, because you need to read the room, and know the situation on ground. You cannot be visiting that man. And Dele Farotimi is your guy. He has his phone. I don't think they remove his phone from him. What is the communication between, unless they took his phone? So I will not criticize him yet until I finally, because Dele Farotimi will finally come out to say what his own side. Because this guy still has his phone. Peter Obi can call him and talk to him and ask him what is the nature of things. Okay, I want to go and see this guy to ask him to settle this case so and so way, or take it to court instead of using the police to drag you around. But unless that does not happen, that's when I will now say Peter Obi made a mistake. Cannot be visiting people on the behalf of. This is no longer politics. This is our human rights we're talking about here. When there's human rights involved, you stop political movement and diplomatic movement and face it as human rights problem. That means you cannot, abuse, yes. You cannot be begging people to not be abusing us. No, it's wrong. Even if we don't have the power to deal with the person now, we will have the power in future and we will bring that person to a book. Yes. So we cannot be begging people to respect our human rights. And Baba, just one last thing before I go.
Yep.
Why is it that we have only people like only one Peter Obi? Why can't this Peter Obi himself look for other people, other big men who have his own kind of mentality? What if anything happened to him now? We'll go and start looking for fresh people. Everywhere Peter Obi is the only person, the only elite that can be carrying our wahala.
Well, that's a
big look for other people. And this Farotimi, they are just proving that it's either going to be the next person to vie for that governorship of Lagos State, or even become a bigger fish. Thank you very much.
It's proven to be the bigger fish for them to fry, as a lot of them are now running to different courts, instituting some bogus cases here and there. But time shall tell.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Prince. Okay, I apologize to a lot of you who are still pretty much on the line trying to get through tonight. Don't worry, we are going to finish reading the book tomorrow. All right. Like I told us the last time that we were here, I said, now we are going on to the chapter 6. Then after chapter 6, we are going to chapter 7. All right. And the chapter 7 title is The Beginning of the End, where the opening paragraph was, was this. As I had said at the outset, I had always known that I would retire from the practice of law once I turned 50 years old. I never knew just exactly what I would be doing with my life thereafter, but I always knew, and I had never failed to communicate this knowledge to everyone that I considered my friend, long before I was called to the Nigerian bar. I had no concrete plans laid out for the remaining days of my life, but I knew I would be done with the earning my living from the practice of law when I was most in love with my profession. That's the first paragraph of chapter 7. Now, this is where, Dele Farotimi laid to bear of all the atrocities of some of these guys. For example, in one paragraph, Dele Farotimi wrote, "We quickly realized that the law offices of Afe Babalola and Co. Emmanuel Chambers had outsourced the judgment execution to another law office, the firm of S.B. Joseph and Co. The firm had fraudulently and deliberately concealed the judgment of Akas and had underlined the words of Justice Rodviver to deceive and perhaps mislead Atilade, or as is more likely, Atilade was always a part of the original fraud. The Eletus somehow managed to corrupt the judiciary to procure a judgment, a fraudulent warrant that had no bearing on the judgment of the court." So, like I said, the juicy part of the whole book lies in chapter 6, chapter 7. In chapter 8, it said the purchased judgment. Dele Farotimi wrote in the first paragraph of chapter 8, thus, "The battle to quash the warrant opened my eyes to the extent of the rot in the court systems, and I came to the knowledge of the sickening realities of the systemic putrefaction. The Supreme Court's judgment was doctored by the Confederation of Lawyers in Afe Babalola's chambers and the law offices of S.B. Joseph and Co. And the end desired by the Confederacy was sought with the active connivance of the head judge of the Lagos Division, Atilade J. I submitted a petition to the police, and I soon found that the Eletus and their crooked lawyers had co-opted the police into the scheme." That's chapter 8, the first paragraph. The juicy part is in the, here is another one. In chapter 9, Dele Farotimi titled it, "Pedro the Jackal." The first paragraph of chapter 9 reads thus, "Lawal Pedro lent himself as a negotiator and became a broker between those the Eletu were seeking to assert their judgment against and the judgment debtors. He began to play a double game. In one breath, he would assure the affected persons that he was seeking to find peace, and in another breath, he was assuring the Eletus that he would be able to find them some sort of settlement. He held himself out as the solution to the problems of both the litigants and those affected by the judgment. He inserted himself into the situation and became a factor for the Eletus and their victims." In chapter, anyway, join me tomorrow if you have the time, all right? Join me from 2 p.m. UK time. You will see the notification on just before the time. And that is when we are going to complete the reading of this book tomorrow. Nigeria and its criminal justice system. Dele Farotimi, Esquire. To everyone else on this platform, thank you so much for spending your evening with me as usual. Again, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, take it easy, and good night. Good night.